Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
Do you want to hear a story?
I'm not letting go.
Are you ready for this?
Follow your heart.
I'm going in.
This is
Blockbuster Smash Up.
Welcome to another episode of Blockbuster Smash Up. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and as each episode, I'll be joined by my co-host, Todd G11, and our special guests as we try to smash one globally accepted good film and one globally accepted bad film into one hopefully cohesive new film for you guys. And with that said, let's dive in. All right, Todd, who are our guests for this episode?
Our guests for this episode are Josh Weisbrod.
Josh, welcome back to the show.
It's me, I'm Josh.
It's Josh. And in the other corner, we have Truman Alfaro. How do you say your last name, Alfaro?
Alfaro's correct.
Oh, cool. I did it. Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Welcome back, Truman. Two All-Stars enter. One All-Star? We didn't create the rules for this yet, did we?
No, not for Podcast Dome. Where
Yeah,
one
we're still
person
working
dies.
it out.
Wait, are we in Podcast Dome?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, dude.
Give you guys a heads up.
This is a cage match. You guys are against one another.
I have to survive to see The Weeknd, because I'm really excited about it.
All right, we'll do it next time. then.
Okay, all right, never mind. You're right. If you got weekend plans, cancel the Dome. Should we get everybody?
You both will live.
I also
Congratulations.
I took a vow of peace, so I can't.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I took a vow of violence, so this works out.
Oh,
great.
shit. Josh, you're in trouble.
Doesn't
All
work
right,
out
we'll have
well
you
for
back
me.
on, Truman,
For our other guests that
So you
take
can-
vows of violence.
so you can murder.
Guys, we usually kick off the show with a personal question.
Yes,
Todd,
we do.
What is our personal question?
I forgot. Hold on.
Perfect.
Okay, I found it. Your favorite decade for the movies. It's not an easy question.
Can it be like a
Stuff.
future decade?
What?
It can be. If you can tell me the movies
A
that you
future,
like about
a
that
future decade?
I mean,
yeah, you got it, man. You can do it.
Personally,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the year 2043.
What's happening in 2043, Truman?
But that's not a decade.
The 2040s?
The 2040s.
2040s.
You like those?
I'm a big fan of the 2040s. They actually, I don't know if you guys heard, they're going to be doing like a callback to the 1940s during that decade.
Oh.
So they're going to be doing all these really old style. They're going to be doing Casablanca.
the second golden age.
2040.
Yeah.
And they're going to be
Wow.
doing, they're gonna be doing like Avengers 2040.
Avengers 2040.
Yeah.
Ew.
So everything takes place.
I mean, sounds great.
Ew.
everything takes place in the 1940s, and except for Casablanca, which takes place in 2040.
Isn't that just Agent Carter?
I guess.
So if Casablanca is taking place in 2040, then that implies that there's going to be another world war.
Oh,
there's
fuck.
definitely-
Fuck.
Now, Truman, if another world war doesn't happen, do you feel like the movie industry would cause another world war to happen so they have more stories to tell?
So, like, do you think they're like, oh my god, this is a good idea? We should use this in our next World War.
Whoa, what if that's the future of Hollywood, where
Well-
there's not enough history to
what
write
makes-
about, so they make history?
What makes you think that's not the
that's
past?
Todd. Truman gave a very serious answer. Josh, do you have a very serious answer about which decade you prefer for film?
Oh man, it's so hard, right? I don't know. I mean, the 80s is pretty good, right? You got
It's
your
pretty good.
got your Rocky 3.
I like that that's your first thing you
Yeah,
pick.
right. That's
Rocky
the
III.
one you threw
I'm like,
out
all the
first.
Rockies I think of, it's always 1 and 4, but you pick 3.
Yeah.
4. Come on. Well, if that is in the 80s as
Dude,
well.
Hearts on Fire, as I'm carrying a log
Yeah.
up a snowy hill
It's
about to
got-
fight a mechanical Russian man.
It's a great music video, Rocky 4.
It's a very good point.
Yeah, I like Fright Night. That's a good one.
All right.
Yeah. What else?
Earth Girls Are Easy.
Didn't watch that.
Earth Girls Are
hell yeah.
Easy.
Oh, you got to see that movie,
Jim Carrey,
man. Jim Carrey,
Jeff Goldblum,
and
One of the
Waynes.
Yeah, Damon.
James,
I think
James Carrey is
no.
what we call him where I'm from.
James
Oh,
Carrey.
yeah.
All right, guys. So we got our personal answers, and now we're going to be going into our smash up. Now, how this works is Todd and I are going to announce a film. One is a globally accepted good film, and one is a globally accepted bad film. We're going to smash them together, and they'll be permanently smashed forever and cannot be separated. Now, we will give a little bit of a description of what each film is, and then we will go into our segment of the smash up. So, Todd, do you have your movie ready?
I sure do.
And now, for this episode, you have the globally accepted bad film.
movie, yeah.
And I have the globally accepted good film.
Is
So
yours good?
It is very good,
Good, because
Todd.
mine's bad.
Guys, on the count of 3,
Yes.
we're going to smash these two films together. Are you ready, Todd?
I am.
1, 2,
two,
3.
three. Mouse
Independence
Hunt.
Day.
Yeah.
You say
What was-
Mouse Hunt?
I definitely said Mouse Hunt.
Wait, that's bad? I would say Mouse Hunt's better than Independence Day.
Well,
Whoa,
a lot of people would
incorrect.
disagree with you.
I like that part, that movie with the mouse. And
Nathan-
chasing it everywhere.
Nathan Lane is in it, and Nathan Lane makes no mistakes.
Oh, they,
That's the best part about it, is Nathan
they
Lane.
catch that fucking mouse too. I
They
forgot.
hunt him down.
I
They-
forgot how it ended.
Don't they brutally murder all of his family?
Well, you
And
know
then
what?
They
Would
hang,
you like me?
hang their carcasses?
Would you like me to tell you?
I would love to hear about Mouse Hunt.
Okay. All right. After a once wealthy owner of a string factory dies.
Oh, I remember
String?
the
That's right, a string
factory.
factory. He leaves this rundown string factory and an equally rundown mansion to his two sons, who hate one another and want nothing to do with the factory or the mansion. But after both brothers, one is a chef, the other I think is a businessman, lose their homes,
Classic odd couple. Chef and a businessman.
lose their homes and jobs in the same day, they're forced to move back in together to the family mansion begrudgingly and try to figure out their life and finances and everything. When they find out that they find the blueprints for the mansion and realize that it's like a lost masterpiece of some like architect, they realize that they could renovate it and then resell it and gain back their fortunes or whatever. And that's where this mouse comes in, to which the titular hunt is about. Who has lived there is obviously the tenant who's lived there for a very long time, who doesn't want them to succeed in selling the house because the mouse really likes the house. And the two basically engage in a cat and mouse with the mouse to get the mouse out of the house.
This is quickly turning into a Dr. Seuss book.
Which fails miserably because
It's more like Tom and Jerry. Right?
basically the mouse home alones the two Nathan Lane and the other guy, and then basically like they ruin the house trying to catch this mouse.
Is there a spouse at all, or
no
Yeah, how
no
many spouses does this mouse house have?
No spouses in the mouse house. No, so anyway, basically they almost ruin the house trying to catch this mouse
Isn't that
until
kind of
they basically the mouse runs into the factory, which remember is a string factory. A ball of cheese is involved, and basically the mouse accidentally discovers string cheese, and they reopen the string factory as a string cheese factory and keep the house for the mouse.
A string cheesery.
A string cheesery, that's
Wow.
correct. And that is
I would love
Mouse
to be
Hunt.
at that conversation when they were like, so that house next door, you guys going to renovate that? They're like, oh no, that's for the mouse that owns this string cheese
That's
factory.
correct. That's correct.
As they're being loaded into a van with like white jackets being sewed onto them.
Kind of like Ratatouille-esque.
think it's
It's like
pronounced
Home
Ratatouille.
Alone and meets Ratatouille is basically what this movie is.
Oh
What?
yeah.
Sounds very heartwarming.
I've never actually seen this movie.
Yeah.
So is the mouse? Does he have a voice?
The
or
mouse
it
is
just a
no,
mouse?
it's just a mouse, and he's just a really smart
Okay.
mouse.
Yeah, this is a good movie. Everybody liked this movie when it came out.
Nobody
remember
liked this
this.
movie when it came out. Everybody,
What? Who do you know that didn't like it?
dude, nobody liked this movie when it came out. You're crazy.
Everybody
okay,
liked it,
This
I
is
think.
1997.
Okay.
And it's Nathan Lane and Lee Evans,
What?
who is what else is he in? That
What did this get on Rotten Tomatoes? I mean,
Lee
like,
Evans is in like a bunch of
Josh, you
stuff.
are stuck.
I'm just curious.
Fifth Element, 43%.
43.
Um,
Oh, that's not too bad.
The Fifth Element. You know who is in the Fifth Element? Oh, we all know the Fifth Element very well, right?
Right.
You know,
He's the one that says she's a perfect being.
you know the really nervous guy.
That's him?
who works on the
He's like-
ship
He's yeah.
and is like, oh, did you not negotiate? Like
Yeah.
that's Lee Evans, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. I'm thinking of the scientist. You're right. That is the guy that works on the ship.
Who else is in this movie? Some other people in this movie.
A mouse?
A mouse, but also Christopher Walken. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's right. Christopher Walken is in the Mouse Hunt.
And how could it be bad with him in it, right? He's
Yeah.
never done a bad movie.
He's never done a bad film. Now
Yeah,
that
Mouse Hunt.
now that we know about Mouse Hunt, I can talk a little bit about Independence Day, which is timely because Independence Day 4 Resurgence, Independence Day 2 4 Resurgence, ID4
ID4-2.
2
But
Resurgence.
I'd just rather not even.
Now, Todd, you saw
think-
ID42 Resurgence.
It doesn't exist. I'd like to just strike it from the record.
You know, I've never
Was
seen
that good?
all of the first Independence Day.
Oh man.
I just
What?
seen parts of it. Yeah, I've just seen
What?
So
I
Jay
mean,
has a
I think I have a
theory.
pretty good
Okay.
idea of what
Real
happened.
quick.
So Jay has a theory that doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately, because of the existence of this sequel.
No, Resurgence doesn't count. But
But it does for your conditional. You're saying greatest standalone blockbuster of all time. It is no longer
in itself
a standalone blockbuster.
standalone.
No,
in
it's
my
not.
mind.
It's
so
now it is. It has a
Independence
sequel.
Day, I will argue, is probably the best blockbuster film of all time. Just in its pacing, its delivery, its execution of like bombastic madness, but also keeping like very personal character moments. So Independence Day, if you've never seen it,
That's me.
which is Josh, which is a movie about aliens come and attack Earth around July 4th and basically decimate the planet. And a ragtag team of the president, as well as a fighter pilot and a computer programmer, played by Jeff Goldblum, must work together to defeat the aliens, and they do by kind of being sneaky
giving it a cold.
By giving it a cold, giving it a computer virus, and essentially breaking the shields, the impenetrable shields on these alien ships and vehicles, so that they can finally destroy it and take them down. Do whatever it is you do up there.
Welcome to Earth.
So they defeat these aliens, and guess what? Independence Day is no longer known as an American holiday. Guys, it's known as a day when we said in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight.
Hey, that rhymed.
We're going to live on. We're going to survive.
Are you? What is this?
Because today is our Independence Day. I don't know why I said the very end of that speech.
I'm glad they
But
did
anyways,
I know why.
But anyways, one of the best speeches ever given. Independence Day is just a slam dunk, amazing blockbuster.
Really,
One of
really
the
fun
best
movie.
speeches ever given. That's
In a movie.
It's lofty. I
I
can't.
thought
I
you
challenge
were-
anyone to name a better speech than the Independence
I
Day
have a
speech.
dream.
Network.
God damn it, Josh! I meant in movies, fictional movies. All right, guys. So those are our two movies. We've got Independence Day, and we've got Mouse Hunt.
And Mouse Hunt.
So now we will go into the studio with our producers and smash up these two.
Smash, 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 smash.
All right, everyone. Thanks for coming in to the studio today.
Thank you, Jay.
Ooh, just got a real intense meeting from the uppers, and the word has come down from on high, and I know what our next project is going to be.
Is
What's
it a
it gonna
downer?
be?
So the marketing team came back. Mm-hmm. They said
Okay.
kids these days are really into Independence Day. It's around 4th of July.
That makes
Kids.
sense.
Love Independence Day.
I mean, why not?
meets Mouse Hunt.
Wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love
Independence
Mouse
Day.
Hunt.
And Josh loves Mouse
I
Hunt,
love
and
Mouse
that's
Hunt.
why you are here today, Josh.
Is that the reason?
You
Yes.
represent the quarter of America that liked
loves
Mouse Hunt.
I'm
The
glad you
resident
guys
Mouse
found
Hunt
me out
expert.
on the street out there.
Yeah.
Put me in this monkey suit.
Well, we're sorry about that. We didn't have any more suits. And it was
Sir,
the only
I'm
one we
so
could find.
itchy right now.
I know, we're sorry
we'll
about
get the
that.
accordion working soon so you can dance. So,
Ah, thank you.
yeah.
But before you do that, we would like your insight on mouses.
We need the Mouse
I
Hunt
think it's
fandom.
pronounced-
I mean, if we
Mices?
can bring these...
Oh,
whoa,
shit.
and that's why he's here.
Yeah, that's why you're
he's
here, Josh.
Mices.
And if we could bring these two things together, the patriotism and epicness of Independence Day,
Right, right.
and all the things that have to do with mouses and hunting into one film,
The slapstick Marvel
Yeah.
that is Mouse Hunt.
I think we'd have like
Which
a
in and of
Civil War or like a Jurassic World on our hand. And I don't mean like a real
Jurassic
I don't mean like
War.
an actual Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like a movie, like the movie Civil
Like
War.
the movie Civil War.
Yeah,
about
like that one.
The one with John Wayne. No, I'm just kidding. He probably did do one, right?
Let's look at what we have here. I mean, if we're gonna throw it up on the board here, I mean, all right. So we've got Independence Day. What do we have from Independence Day?
Well, I'm thinking Independence Day.
We've got aliens, right? We
Aliens,
got an
right?
alien
Aliens.
invasion.
And
Okay,
they
so we'll start there.
invade Earth. They
right.
invade
So we
Earth.
got that. And
Yeah.
then what else? What else is in Independence Day that we could play with? In the
Will
toy
Smith,
box.
obviously.
Will Smith is in there.
We got Jeffrey J. Goldblum.
Free Jay Goldblum. Is that how he likes to go by these days?
These days, yeah. Back
I
then
didn't
it was
know
just
that.
He's
Jeff,
always changing his moniker.
I thought they
but-
called him the Fly back then.
Yeah, Brundlefly.
That's what I've always called him.
Jeffrey J.
We got Bill Pullman and a great speech by a president. So we got to remember
Yep.
that one. Great.
A
speech
president will give a speech at some
by
point.
president. Okay,
Perfect.
And then I don't know. There's not really much else that's in that movie. Oh,
Not too much else.
Brett Spiner.
Data.
Mr.
Yeah,
Data.
Mr. Data.
We gotta bring him in,
Let's just
cameo.
throw him in there somewhere.
Now, Mouse Hunt.
Yeah, mouse.
What do we
hunt.
got going on
We
in
got a
Mouse
mouse and a hunt and a house
No spouse.
No spouse.
No spouse in that house.
Just two brothers.
Just
two
brothers.
brothers.
Oh, and Nathan
Just two
Lane.
brothers.
Right,
And,
Nathan Lane down. Oh, and Christopher Walken.
Walken.
Christopher Walken as an
Absolutely.
exterminator. And
Now,
a mouse.
what are some parallels we can draw here?
Okay.
Why do the kids love both?
Well, I'm thinking.
Invasion.
Josh,
They-
I feel like you got a bit of a twinkle in your eye.
Yeah, they're both invasion movies, right?
Right.
It's like,
They are.
They are.
Yeah. What's his name is invading the mouse's home, just as the aliens themselves are invading this planet Earth.
I see what you've done there. I see
See what I'm
you've done.
saying?
Very true.
See what I'm saying?
They say there's only 7 stories. And it seems Mouse Hunt and Independence Day are just one and the same.
I could see that.
Okay.
So what are we open on this?
Yeah,
film?
what would be
What's
the
gonna be our
first
opening here?
thing that would occur? I got it. The opening
Ooh, what's our cold open, Todd?
is on a regular day. No, but basically, like, so I want someone maybe to wake up, and maybe the it's just the morning and everything, and then you have like a shadow that starts like coming over like everything or whatever, and the no one notices. Maybe the dog like looks up and he notices.
Dogs are always the first to notice.
Right,
those things.
right, and then it turns out that it's a really small spaceship.
So wait, so it's just really.
It's really, really small, but yeah, it's maybe.
It
it's-
casts a big shadow when it's high in the sky, but when it gets lower, it just disappears.
No, the opposite. In fact, it's just really close to the dog's face.
Okay.
So it's just casting this shadow over the dog, and we thought that it was something big, but it's actually just a very small. Like, what would mice be in? You know,
I would think like a big.
like a
block
big
of
tuna
cheese.
can
Yeah, I
or
think-
something.
I
Oh, a
think-
block
I
of
think a big
cheese.
block
yeah.
of cheese,
So
yeah.
block.
Block of
So
cheese is what-
yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So a big wheel of cheese
Mice
is floating in the air.
Base their technology entirely on cheese technology.
And the dog starts like barking, and then like a little like door opens up, and like a mouse comes out, and he plants a little flag. And he's
on the
like,
dog's face?
I call this, and he maybe says something to his mice friends, which we don't hear anything. It's just all that, and he tries to claim this place, this house, for
So
all
it's
of
the
Mousetown.
reverse of Mouse Hunt. This is mice trying to take a house from humans.
And maybe all over the United States, the exact same thing is happening.
Mice are returning
wheels
to
of
houses.
cheese are appearing.
Wheels of cheese are in motion.
That's
Lactose
right.
intolerance is on a rise.
And
Yeah.
there's been one scientist who's been monitoring the fluctuations of Munster and Colby Jack over the last several months.
Well, the pH levels in the when you have so much cheese wheels floating around in the air, the pH levels kind of rise in different weird ways.
and a lot of cows disappearing too, because the
Yeah.
amount of cheese required is just massive.
Is
Cows
that-
from farms all over have just been vanishing.
Is that why they came to Earth to harvest the cows?
goddamn
for our cows.
Yeah, our most precious commodity, I would say. I mean,
Maybe
burgers.
Maybe all the
Milk,
cows have died on their
cheese.
planet, so they have to come here and
And they have to take it.
get our cows to make cheese.
We have a scene where Bill Pullman like mind melds with a tiny mouse, and he sees their plan.
And he
Like-
just starts saying cheese, cheese.
Starts
Cheese,
listing off cheese.
cheese.
Gouda.
Maybe it's like in Star
Pepper Jack.
Trek when
Swiss.
Spock is mind melding with the rock creature, and he's just like pain, But it's just like instead it's
Yeah.
like cheese.
Love it. I do like the White House concept. Maybe that's where the biggest king mouse.
That's
is.
where the big cheese sits.
Hey, there you go.
And they've heard this in all of like the things going out into space of like this is where the big cheese is at. Or
So big wheels of cheese show up on different all across the world.
oh yeah,
Maybe everybody's getting kicked out of their houses because of these mice aliens, and then the last stronghold of all humans on Earth are homeless now, except
for the White
president.
House. Yeah, right.
the White House is the most protected house of all time.
Right, I like this.
It's
I like
really
this.
like the White House is like the crown jewel of houses.
It's Fort Knox
It
in
is.
terms of houses.
So the mice measure their success by the type of house that they claim, and the White House truly is the ulti house.
Do you think like the big mouse commander just like, I'm not gonna be happy until I have that house.
I am buried deep in the walls of that house.
I'm getting too old for this shit. Get me that house.
Maybe this is what
Absolutely.
mice have been all along. They've just been aliens trying to invade our personal spaces.
forever, very strategically.
That's the case in
and
Hitchhiker's
this is just
That's right.
Oh yeah.
This is one of
And
those
this
things
is
where like
just
you
like-
thought the world you knew. But it turns out that actually mice are
all of
sentient.
that was about to change.
I think there should be a scene where the mice have taken over the TV station, and like all the TV shows are about mice.
About mice, yeah, I
Perfect.
like it. I
Tom
like
and
it.
Jerry is running constantly.
Okay, so
Mighty Mouse is back.
So all of the
Cheddar News Network.
Absolutely. Today, Gouda.
all
Is it
of
Gouda?
the world's like leaders are like freaking out, including this television station operator, played by Christopher Walken,
He's going to be like our touch point for the whole
or maybe
movie.
Nathan Lane. Maybe that's Nathan Lane's character. But he's just like he's like real nervous.
I think that
real
that
smart.
would be a good Nathan Lane.
Yeah,
character.
that's a Nathan Lane character.
And then Christopher Walken's character,
president.
is the
I love Christopher Walken as the president.
I would
Yeah.
like to see Christopher Walken say, though, I would like to hear him say, the president has been kidnapped, like however he says it. I can't do it.
Well, what
but
if he's just talking about himself when he says that?
That could be cool, though, yeah.
He's like,
can't-
the president has been kidnapped.
we can't
Trying to tell me these mice are trying to get into my house.
we can't walk quietly into the night. We won't go out without a fight.
Gotta live on.
We're going to live on.
Going to survive.
Survive.
Today's-
we have to celebrate our Independence Day. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yes.
So the mice. So really, it started as like a nuisance. The mice started just like slowly like getting in people's houses.
Well, they're
like, God
vermin.
damn it,
Yeah,
we've got mice
they're already
everywhere.
there, right? But then I think this invasion maybe activates all the mice to come out, and we realize that they're like all part of like
This has been a long, like-
hive mind alien horde, and
Like long planned invasion.
right, they have already infiltrated. The mice that already live amongst us are the first wave of the attack, and this is like the second wave coming to finish us off.
And like exterminators were like the first to get it. They were taken out like immediately. Like the mice knew that the exterminators were their ultimate enemies. And they
Except
had
for
to
the
take 'em
one.
down.
Except for one.
Except for one.
One exterminator.
Who's our exterminator to this movie? I think he was an exterminator who had a wingman, an exterminator wingman who was with him. Him and his buddy, they always used to go out and
That's
they used to
right.
exterminate houses together.
So
But
it's
then
Will
something
Smith and
happens.
Harry Connick
Will Smith
Jr.
and Harry Connick Jr. So Harry Connick Jr. gets a really great mouse death earlier in the movie. How is Harry Connick Jr. killed by mice in this film?
I would think like a couple of them just jump down his throat and
Oh,
just like
gosh.
eat everything
Shit.
inside of him.
Shit,
Whoa.
yeah, I'm good with that one. Except we might want to keep it PG.
So are these mice like Redwall mice, like they're like weapons and shit, or are they just like regular mice?
Well, maybe it could be more. It could be more like a cartoon. Like maybe they go inside. You just see like a few of them like explode out of his butthole. Like a cartoon.
Like a cartoon.
I
I can name on so many fingers how many cartoons I've seen mice
Well, the-
jump out of people's asses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the exploding buttholes is like kind of like a that and
just
Bugs
no-
Bunny wearing makeup is
just no blood. You just see like his intestines come out of his mouth.
You just know.
No blood.
Good.
No blood.
They're not bloody intestines. They're
Yeah.
cartoony intestines.
PG.
PG intestines.
What
Yeah.
if Harry Connick Jr. gets a phone call
Yeah.
for an exterminator, and they're like, oh my god, it's really bad. You need to get over here right now.
Nice.
And he walks in, and it's just
It's a trap.
mouse traps everywhere.
That's a trap.
It's a and then the door closes behind him, and there's
And Will Smith was going to go with him, but it was the day that he was going to propose to his wife.
that's right. That's why.
And he was like, I'm always there with you, man. These jobs can be tricky. He's like, don't worry, man. I got this.
Don't you worry.
You go propose to your new wife.
You've taught me everything I know, and I'm ready for this.
Thanks, Harry Connick Jr. By the way, you're my best man. He's
No.
like, you damn right I am.
Oh.
And they have a really touching moment. Then
I'm
Harry
sad.
Connick Jr.
I'll
goes
have to
and
kill
gets,
mice.
and gets murdered and have his intestines ripped out of his ass by a bunch of mice.
Oh, plus he's covered in mouse traps.
Yes, he's covered in mouse
It
traps.
really hurts.
That
Ah.
autopsy is going to be really sad. to
And then he
perform.
gets in the chimney and just like it just explodes, like in that trailer we watched.
Yeah, he's in the right.
He explodes out of the chimney.
And then
Because
like
mice are
He's trying to
crafty
escape.
killers.
He's trying to escape out of the chimney.
Yeah.
And then,
they
like-
light the gas, and then somebody
they blow
lights
him
it.
up.
Yeah,
and then
right.
they're at then there's the wedding, or he's on one knee. Will Smith is on one knee proposing to his new wife, and then all of a sudden, out of the sky, on fire, Harry Connick Jr.'s like corpse comes down and just lands there, and they're just like, what the hell? And
What
then all
happened?
All of a sudden, a
Maybe
bunch of
it
mice
kills
just
his
run
wife.
out of it.
Maybe it lands
Oh
on
my
his wife
God.
that he was about to propose on his fiance. That he was
Oh,
about
that's
to
a
propose
good
to.
idea.
And then he's like, I gotta kill these mice.
And it puts her into a coma. She doesn't die.
Okay, puts her
but she's
into
in a
a
coma.
coma, yeah.
So that he's like, there's some chance of them getting back together.
And plus,
Right.
every other scene, you can always go back to the hospital, and he's like, "I'm doing this for you."
doing this for you.
And then you see like a mouse come out of the window or something. He's like, "No!" And they're invading the hospital. He starts like shooting them and stuff.
And he's
Oh,
got to
yeah.
move, and then he's got to move her. There's like he's being chased by mice. He's got to move her to the White House because it's the only last secure house in all of America.
I just wanna
Meanwhile,
see him.
Nathan Lane at the television studio is noticing that a lot of mice-related material has been infiltrating the network.
There's a lot of mice coming through the coming through the.
There's a lot of
equipment
mice
here,
all over the studio.
all over the studio.
It's crazy.
So finally, they hold up in the White House, the last secure house. Will Smith is keeping it on the down low.
We're already there. We already. got
All
to
right,
the
we're
White
not
House.
there. Okay, we're still setting up our characters. So, who's our Jeff Goldblum character while all of this is happening?
Nathan Lane. We already
Nathan
decided
Lane
this.
is our Jeff
Nathan
Goldblum?
Lane is the guy at the television studio who's noticing. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was just going to be our lens into what's going on in the world. Like, we'd occasionally cut back to Nathan Lane being like, and Istanbul falls to the mice.
No.
What? You now sound like it was a scoreboard. Like, and Istanbul, down for the count. You know?
And Spain goes down to the mice
Maybe,
in the
yeah.
fourth quarter.
Okay, maybe he's a news anchor.
Only because I can't imagine taking Jeff Goldblum out of a movie.
Oh, he'll be somewhere.
Okay, what if Nathan Lane is this this anchor? However, he is like the animal specialist anchor on the news when they bring in like the Jack Hanna type person.
Oh, so he's always like working with
Nice.
all the different pets and
yeah,
stuff they have.
He's the Jack Hanna, yeah.
So he's like the resident expert, and they're like, oh my god, we need someone that knows what they're doing.
We need someone who knows mice.
My god, who do we know?
All the mice experts have been killed strategically.
Except for you. You've been here in the studio this whole time.
And it's a very old studio with like all the walls are like filled with poison. It's back when
That's
like the
right.
insulation was just like poison. So like they're like, yeah, this will keep this place insulated.
The
So
good
it
old
killed
days.
all the mice. They couldn't get in because it's a shitty old news station.
So this is like the second most guarded place.
Exactly.
Wait, I know where Jeff Goldblum's going to come in.
Oh, where's Jeff?
Okay,
Okay, so,
so-
we bring Nathan Lane.
So they
into the
bring
White
Nathan.
House.
So they basically like they need all these people that know mice, right? So this guy's a Jack Hanna guy. They got an exterminator, but they also need a statistical analysis of how they're going to do this. So they find this chaos theorist
Nice. Who's had a run-in with?
who's had a run-in with different animals before,
In the past.
in the past. His name's Ian Malcolm.
He works pretty well under pressure.
Yeah.
It's not his first rodeo.
Not his first rodeo, no. And so they bring in, and he just, they introduce him, and it's like, we have to figure out what to do with these mice.
And Bill Pullman is there. No, you know what? Bill Pullman's not in this movie. You know what? I like Christopher Walken as the president.
Yeah,
way better.
Christopher Walken.
And otherwise, Bill Pullman being there just feels like an extra person.
Stay in your homes. Don't go out because it's dangerous out there.
So there are mice.
The mice
in the
everywhere.
streets.
What are you thinking? Stay home.
Use a broom or some kind of pan.
If you have cats.
Glue traps and a hammer also work quite well.
So they all get together.
So they hold
Imagine
up.
if Mouse Hunt ended that way.
Right. Basically, I think all of the houses in America are being infiltrated by these and
people are homeless
And people
now.
are home. People are taking to the streets. It's mass panic. And these people are called to the White House to figure out what's going on. And yeah, the National Guard. I mean, everybody's outside this fucking White House, like keeping it, to make
Safe
sure no
and
one.
secure,
Yeah.
just blowing away hordes of mice. That
So
are
they're
trying
all in
to take
the
down this White House.
What they're in, like the Situation Room or whatever.
Yep.
Well, to
Right.
get into the White House, is there like
The
a
war
guy
room?
like on a speakerphone? He's like, "Does anyone have experience with exterminating or mice?" And like, "Does anyone have cats?" Type of thing.
And Randy Quaid is like, I have cat. I'm pilot.
I'm an old cat pilot.
I
used
exterminate.
to fly cats from town to town and drop them off.
I exterminate.
I ran a pet delivery service. It didn't do too well, but I still got all those cats.
I'm fly. I pilot. That's one of my favorite Randy Quaid lines in that movie. I'm fly. I pilot. All right.
So we bring in Randy Quaid as our cat wrangler. He's cat wrangler extraordinaire.
All right,
So we
great.
kind of got like our super team.
Yeah,
in this
we
White
got a
House.
great super
but
team.
But what's their plan? Because they can't defeat these mice Because there's a problem. There's got to be one overarching problem is why they can't beat them. Why can they not stop these mice?
I think maybe there's a queen mouse, and they have to kill the queen, and then the hive will die.
Yes.
Just like real life.
Just because it's easy.
Yeah.
For our story.
Of course.
Yeah.
I agree.
And where is the I think the queen mouse is in the is it in the White House?
Is it in Tillamook?
I think this
Tillamook,
queen
where
mouse
they,
should be really big.
Yeah,
Right.
giant rat mouse thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like alien, like queen style?
Maybe it's in the big cheese
Yeah.
that is in the sky.
Of course.
Right? It's in the big wheel of cheese, so they have to figure out a way from the White House to launch something to go...
Now,
Wait,
the reason why
wait.
they can't take down this cheese is because, like, they keep firing into the cheese, but it's just cheese. Like, they don't understand cheese technology like mice. So, like, when missiles blow up on cheese, you're just blowing off chunks of cheese. You're not, like, hitting gas and blowing up the whole thing. Like,
So
you're
is
just,
there just like melted cheese?
What if
just
all
falling
of
out of
melted
the
cheese
skies?
falling off of it,
What if-
yeah.
which is delicious.
What if
Truth.
all of these small mice, right? They're just start eating the spaceships and getting bigger, and then there's one mouse that every once in a while the movie will cut back to this one mouse that's going through the street, and then the mouse starts eating the other mice.
Yeah.
And then it becomes this really big mouse when it's eaten enough mice, and that's the queen mouse as well.
Maybe it's just made up of a bunch of mice. Like the mice get together and
Ooh, I like
Voltron
that.
a
They
giant
Voltron
mouse.
a giant mouse?
And and it's like
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Like just mice holding each other's hands.
Right.
And
Teamwork.
then
And
they
like wrapping their tails around. You know.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah.
from what I understand, mice can form, much like Voltron or Power Rangers,
A giant mouse.
A giant mouse.
Yeah. Or other things.
A mega mouse?
Oh,
Mega
shit.
Mouse.
Mega Mouse. Yeah. Mega Mouse.
So Mega Mouse is basically their way to take down humanity.
I think first
Yeah.
you'll see like 5 mega mouses or 5
smaller ones, but then
smaller
they
ones.
form a bigger one.
Yeah, but they're like one of them's like bashing down the Eiffel Tower, and then
Totally.
like
But when they fire missiles into them, they're just blowing up pieces of mice because they're just one
and
just a
more
swarm of
mice. More mice take its place.
because they
yeah.
realize there is one queen mouse in the center that they're all forming
Right.
around, but they can't
Oh,
get
there
to.
it is. There it is.
They
There's a
can't
queen
get
mouse
to the
in the
queen
middle.
mouse.
There's like a nice queenie center.
Yeah, nice queenie center to that mega mouse. So they have to deliver like a Trojan horse cheese because the queen mouse. We have Jeff Goldblum or one of them that's been studying mouses. Is it Nathan Lane? I think Nathan Lane. They realize there's like a prize cheese on
maybe
the planet.
they're both sort of studying mice, but they arrive at this conclusion when they finally work together. Because the whole movie, they're at odds with each other. Like, hey, I'm the mouse expert, and it's like, hey, I don't think so, stupid, because I am actually. And then at the end. Then
I know
they're
how
like,
to kill mice. I know how to record mice on television.
and then at the end, they're like, hey, wait a second. What if we put all of our thoughts together and sort of form an idea based on all of the information that we've all gathered?
Because the thing is, you know how to kill mice, and you know how to get close to mice to be friends with them. And we need both to take down these mice bastards.
So what's the final plan?
Well,
here?
the thing is, I think Randy Quaid isn't like a random dude that likes cats. Randy Quaid is a cheese connoisseur. That's what he comes to this movie.
Oh.
And they realize they're like, we need something so good that none of the other mice will eat it. It's only the best cheese to be served up to the mouse queen, essentially.
And Randy Quaid...
Only cheese that would get that close. And Randy Quaid knows of the most exclusive cheese. This was a cheese designed... it was too rich. It was designed back in the 1950s.
I think maybe there's like a moment where they go where they're like, you know, well, that cheese doesn't exist, you know, we can't have that. And one guy's like, that's not entirely accurate.
And then they go
Back in the 40s,
we developed this cheese. It was
a cheese fell down from space.
It was on. They found it on an asteroid.
Right?
It came from the moon.
Exactly. Oh, there you go. It's moon cheese.
It's moon cheese. Perfect.
Yeah, it's moon cheese.
So basically, and this cheese was too rich, too delicious that like in the town it got loosened in Nevada.
And
people went too rabid for it. It was too delicious.
and that's where the blob came from. It's just a big,
Sure.
big brie, really.
But they're like, well, we have to guard this cheese. We can't just let any mouse get it. It needs to be the queen mouse, and they keep it.
Well, that's why
guarded.
they know.
That's why they put it in the.
Well, the thing is, they left it there because it was too potent. The cheese was too good. They couldn't let it go out into humanity because people would kill each other.
they
for
put
this
it in a
cheese.
warehouse where top men were
Top
looking at it.
men protect
so,
it.
do we go to Randy Quaid's trailer house?
Yep.
And then within the trailer house, you go through...
It's a secret compartment down to
Into the bunker.
He works for the top
Oh, is
men.
he the cheese keeper? He's
Yeah,
the
he's the
cheesemonger?
cheese.
He's a cheesemonger?
He's a keeper of like one of the protectors of this.
Keeper of the cheese.
Been passed down for generations since the 40s. So he takes them down, and they form like a ship, surrounded in this cheese that they have to take into the heart of the Mega Mouse.
Oh, maybe they make the cheese into like a wheel that looks like one of their spaceships.
Oh,
so
Yeah.
that, and then they
Like
get
an
in it.
infiltrate?
Yeah, they get in it, and they're like, oh, well, like we're gonna, you know,
The
they
whole
fly it to the mother mouse.
because all their ships are made of cheese. So basically,
right.
they're flying the ship into the mother mouse, and the mother mouse is like, oh, like I want to eat this cheese all to myself because it's the most potent cheese of all time.
Maybe it's too small. And they have to. There's this scientist that's at this, underground location where they keep the cheese. Who's been experimenting with a bunch of stuff, and maybe his name is Zelensky, and but played by Brent Spiner, who says like, "Well, you guys are too big to get in this cheese, so what we're gonna do and fly this like wheel of cheese. So we're gonna actually shrink you guys down to mouse size and have you fly the wheel of cheese into the giant Mega Mouse." So it's like a reversal where like now humans are like the little mice, you know?
Whoa, the third act of this movie is gonna get
It's
real
bonkers.
crazy.
I like it. I
bonkers.
like a Death Star style, like
There you go.
flying through like the
Yeah.
passageways.
The mouse run?
Of
There's
mice,
Just, there's
yeah.
just mice faces like out everywhere.
Right, yeah,
like,
right.
It's
trying
a
to
Death
bite
Star
them.
of mice.
What do they do when they're in this
So
Mega Mouse?
when they fly into the Mega Mouse with
Yeah.
the cheese ship, does the cheese ship have an A-bomb type of thing?
Oh, nice.
Of
absolutely.
exterminator gas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do. They have an
totally.
exterminator gas cloud that they will plant onto the mouse essentially, and then
Maybe it should
detonate
just be. Maybe it should just be like a glue trap and a hammer. You know,
It's just one mouse trap. It's just a singular
A single
mouse trap.
mouse
They just
trap.
click it onto the mouse.
They just throw the mouse. They just throw the glue trap at the queen mouse, and then Will Smith comes out of the thing with like a big hammer, and he's just like, "Fuck you!"
Welcome to Earth.
He just smashes it. Just smashes its head.
So I guess they killed the queen.
They go in there, they set the bomb / glue trap with a hammer, and they kill the queen.
They realized that they could. They like are let loose at the last minute, and they're like, "Oh, we can leave.
Get out of here!" And they
so they
fly
maneuver
out.
the.
Well, they have to
cheese.
maneuver out before it happens because once the queen goes down, the other mice no longer are like linked.
Right.
So they can't. They all start falling. So
when
like the
they're
mice are
flying
being,
out,
like you have mice like falling all around them
That's
like
right.
raindrops.
They're going through the city, and they're all looking for those like traps that have the peanut butter inside. And they just all go in, and it snaps all their necks.
Yeah,
They're just
exactly.
like, good thing we got all these traps and we got all this peanut butter, and mice are so stupid.
It's
they'll
what
just keep going.
it's
for
what
it.
Christopher Walken, the president, has been setting up the entire time. He's like, "All right, boys, wait, peanut butter traps," and then throwing them out and just taking them all down.
So
This is gonna smell really bad. We got to get the trash bags ready.
DC is raining mice. Hallelujah! It's raining mice.
Wait.
Oh well. What?
Sorry, I was just gonna say, is there like a montage scene of like DC? And,
Oh, yeah,
India,
around the world.
oh yeah, around
Yeah.
the world.
They
Call our friends. Tell them how to beat
Exactly.
these sons of
they
bitches.
mice code to all around the world, and basically everyone knows how to do it. But there is a big in Washington, the big Mega Mouse is just disintegrating, and all these like mice are raining down dead mice carcasses all over the planet, and they lose contact with the big wheel of cheese with our heroes in it.
What?
Yeah.
And then so that
and the people who are in our big wheel of cheese are obviously Will Smith.
yes,
and-
Nathan Lane
and Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, yeah. And so we don't know if they're alive. And then I think you have a moment where they walk out on the White House lawn and they're just like, oh God, they're like dead or whatever. And then there's just this little like smoke, and they're like through the smoke is walking like very tiny versions of all of our heroes. And they're like,
Dun, 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 dun.
and then they're
And they don't notice them. They're like, well, I guess they're
and then they
dead.
step on them and kill them.
And then a raccoon comes out of nowhere and just eats all of them violently.
But it's a very heroic
It's just
moment.
a single still shot of a raccoon just brutally eating and murdering all of our
And
heroes.
Will Smith is going down the raccoon's gullet, and he's like, "There's not going to be any sequel. It's not happening ever."
Oh, you know who it is? No, it's not. It's not a raccoon. It's the White House dog. It's the president's. It's Christopher Walken's dog.
Wow.
You know, Checkers. It's Checkers the dog.
What a positive ending to this movie.
We lost our heroes today on the battlefield
Of cheese.
of cheese.
Can we have a moment though when like they're not sure if it worked and like all the president's people are around, like he's out there, he's like, I should be out there hunting mice like everybody else. Christopher Walken's like out there and he's like they've each got like a handful of mouse traps. And like the mice don't go for the mouse traps because they're in this formation.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna try it. And he throws a mousetrap out and it hits a mouse and like it doesn't go for it. And it's like, damn it. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna try one more time. It's like, Mr. President. He's like, one more time. And he throws out one mousetrap and it hits it. And this is after the bomb goes out and you see the mice go, and goes up and it hits the mousetrap and dies. And they just start throwing mousetraps out.
Eagle 1, Mouse 2.
Eagle 1, Mouse 2. Eagle 3, Mouse 2.
I think that's a wonderful ending. Except, I think there's a Men in Black super duper ending where basically we pull back and we realize that this is all taking place on a mouse world where there's like a miniature version of Earth that like all these mouse scientists have been experimenting on humans in a medical testing lab. And we're actually all just part of some really sick experiment where they're trying to figure out how to, like, you know, I guess make better cosmetic products for their mousedom.
Todd, you do always know how to end a movie.
Yeah, I like that.
Explosive.
And then a hammer just comes down.
They're like, well, this experiment failed, and they just like start, you know.
This universe is done. Next one. This one's filled with cats.
And that's That's
And that's what's the name of our movie?
Independence Mouse.
Independent Mouse?
Mouse Day. Of Mice and Men. Is that taken?
That's an actual book. I think it's an actual book
Somebody
name.
wrote
All right,
that.
can't do that one.
Some idiot wrote that.
Yeah.
I think Independence Mouse works pretty well.
What
Independence
about Menace to Mouse Society?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Armageddon Mouse. But I like Menace to Mouse Society because you know who it is. It's a double entendre because with that weird ending at the end, it's us who are the menace to the Mouse Society.
That's true. They just wanted a good house, guys.
That's right.
And our intestines, apparently.
Yeah, right. And our buttholes.
God.
Buttholes.
Wow. I think we have a solid cast here.
Oh,
Christopher Walken as the
man.
president.
Yeah.
Will Smith is an ex-exterminator.
Right.
And Jeff Goldblum and Nathan Lane.
Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm from the Jurassic Park movies.
What is the name of Will Smith's single that he makes along with this?
Oh yeah, what's the song?
Maybe it's called
Wow,
Mousing
Wow,
Around.
Yeah, Mousing
Freaking
Around.
love that name, Mousing Around. All right, guys.
The
Well,
best
that
movie ever.
was our movie.
Yeah.
The craziest, best mouse movie that's ever been made.
Menace to Mouse Society.
Menace to Mouse Society.
It's gonna be a big hit, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. You're going to love it.
I'm a producer.
You want to be stars, don't you?
We all want to be. Now,
In the Dope Show.
as we always do, to relax
that.
after our smashing upping, we're going to play a nice game, which is Marry, Fuck, Kill.
Oh boy.
Marry, fuck, kill. Marry, fuck, kill. Marry, fuck, kill.
All right, this is our game, Marry, Fuck, Kill. This is where Todd will name 3 movies, and we all have to decide which movie we would marry, which movie we would fuck, which movie we would kill.
All right. I'm going to continue the alien invasion theme.
Oh, boy.
And these 3 movies are alien invasions in and of themselves. We've got They Live,
Oh.
District 9,
All right.
and Mars Attacks.
Oh, man, I was hoping Mars Attacks was going to be in there. That's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Wow, They Live, District 9, and Mars Attacks.
These are all great films.
Fantastic.
Does anyone have their picks?
I really have one that I'd love to kill, and I'm trying to figure out who I'd like to marry and fuck.
I can go first.
Go
if you
for it.
like.
Yeah, go for it.
I would marry Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
And I would marry Mars Attacks because that movie is so ridiculous and fun, and Natalie Portman's in it.
What?
Yeah.
Everybody's in that movie.
Yeah, Natalie
Who is
Portman's
she
in that movie.
in?
She's like the president's daughter.
Oh.
Yeah,
Jack
she's
Nicholson?
like one of the leads in the movie.
Doesn't Jack Nicholson play 2 roles
Yeah.
in that movie?
Yeah,
I
the
think- yeah, he
army
does.
general, and then
Like the
And the-
casino tycoon?
yeah, and then
Yeah.
the casino tycoon. And I was always really confused.
Yep. But yeah, Mars Attacks, I would definitely marry because it's amazing and funny, and Natalie Portman. And I'd probably fuck They Live. Just because for that fight scene with outside, it's a very passionate fight scene. The fight scene between Keith David and Rowdy Piper is a fantastic fight scene. It's got a lot of passion in it, so
No, it's not. It's a terrible fight scene. It goes
got
on for like 10 minutes.
So much passion when they're pitting each other against cars and fighting on the pavement. And I'd probably have to kill District 9.
Wow.
Blaspheme.
And it's only because it's kind of sad in a lot of ways. There's some sad stuff happening in that
A
movie.
little bit
sad stuff, you know, for the aliens, for the guy who gets turned into an alien.
Prom.
I mean, just gotta kill it.
Vegas.
But that's mine. What do you guys have?
I'll go. I'll start with my killing.
Yeah.
As you should.
Right?
Of course.
Get shit out of the way. Murder it.
I would kill They Live
Yeah.
because I've never seen it, so I don't have any emotional attachment to it.
You got it.
I know
Pretty
what it
good
is.
reason. That'd be a pretty cold kill.
I know what it is. I'm aware of it. I just haven't seen it. Therefore, I can smother it and not really
Fair enough.
move on
Sure.
with my
Yeah.
life.
Right.
I would fuck Mars Attacks.
Ooh,
Um,
those alien heads are
aliens are-
sexy.
and they're squishy.
Very
you know?
squishy.
And also
Get all up in those brains.
The number of weird people in that movie, the absolute number of people that are just in the movie is insane. Like Michael J. Fox is in that movie.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I know.
Like Pierce Brosnan is in the movie.
Everyone's
Yep.
in that movie.
It's
You know
crazy.
who else is in that movie? Tom Jones.
Tom
Tom
Jones.
Jones.
Yep.
It's not unusual.
Not on you. That's
It's not unusual that Tom Jones is in that movie.
Lucas Haas is in that movie. I believe.
It's a very fuckable movie with all of its cast.
Agreed. There's something for everybody in that
Yeah,
movie.
there's something for
Like,
everyone.
You will get going.
That's very true.
And I would marry
District 9?
District 9.
Now, why would you marry District 9?
I have a weird man crush on Charlton Copley.
Oh, awesome. So do I, dude. He's the best.
Did you see?
Did you see Hardcore Henry?
I did see Hardcore Henry.
How great was
It
that
was
movie?
fantastic.
Because of him.
Yeah, District 9, I would marry. I have a man crush on Charlton Copley.
He would let you choose either.
It's
Because you'd be
true.
married.
It's true.
I mean, maybe that's your
Maybe-
pet name, Copley.
Maybe
Well, I
he's
guess it
Charles
would be-
Alfaro. Who knows?
There you go.
If you marry District 9, then does that mean that you have to take the last name 9? And that becomes your name?
You'd be Truman 9.
Truman 9.
I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Truman of 9.
Yeah.
So I'd be J Attacks. Awesome. Now, Todd, Josh, do either of you have your picks?
Oh, yeah, I have my pick.
Ooh,
Josh, go for it.
Yeah, well, actually, my picks are the same as Jay's. Which is weird, right?
Twist.
'Cause I've
Trendsetter.
never agreed with you on anything.
And anything, ever.
So
Anyway,
you're gonna.
So this is a first of us ever agreeing on something.
that's what I said earlier.
see it begins.
not
It continues. It
necessary.
continues.
Anyway, the reasons are maybe a little different. For instance, I would kill District 9 because I don't even know what movie that is. I've never seen it. I just figure I sit on this thing, but I'm sorry, District 9. You're dead now because I accidentally sat on you. For my Mary, I would pick Mars Attacks. Therefore, my name would be Josh Attacks. That's not why. That's not the reason why.
Whoa.
I'm saying I would probably marry Mars Attacks because, Tom Jones is in it, and I like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
unusual.
that's enough for anybody.
And I like them aliens, too. They're cool. you
They
know?
are.
I
Do
could,
not
look,
run from us. We are your friends.
We are your friends.
I could look at those aliens forever, and every morning
Yeah, they
it'd
look
be-
really.
We come
they're
in peace.
they're terrifying, but they did a good job with the animation. It looks really
Yeah.
good.
You know, the store I used to
brain.
work at, they still sold, expensive toys of those Mars Attacks aliens.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just thought, wow, people are still buying Mars Attacks stuff, huh? That's very weird.
Yeah.
They have great sound effects too, like their laser guns.
Now, They Live, I haven't seen yet, but here's
Whoa,
the thing.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you're about to see it?
I was going to see it this weekend, and every day I look at it, and I just think...
Dude, They
you know,
Live is one of my all-time favorites.
I'm always looking at it the same way Megan Fox is looking at Casey Jones in that new Turtles movie. right?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to happen.
So now you can watch it pantsless this
Oh,
weekend.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna do that anyway.
You can do anything pantsless if you.
I watch-
That's true. That's
watch
true.
if you
everything
put your
pantsless.
pants to it, you can really do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I watch everything pantsless,
We're pantsless right
Pretty
now.
It's the best movie going experience you can have.
Yeah.
One of the rules of our podcast is no pants.
Yeah.
Hashtag
I don't think we've ever said that on the
podcast.
show, have we?
No, not really.
Yeah,
but
no, we all sit around
just for the
pantsless.
view, just for the listener. I mean, we
get
are
the
all
proper visual.
not wearing pants.
Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. It's just my wiener was poking through a hole in my underpants.
It's okay. It happens a lot because we're
Drafty in
pantsless.
here.
Todd, what are your 3 films?
I am gonna kill Mars Attacks. Do you know why?
Because you're a terrible
monster.
person.
Because
Yeah.
that movie's fucking terrifying, and also I don't like it at all. I remember being so scared. I remember being I saw that in theaters, and I didn't understand it whatsoever. And you know what kind of person I am and what kind of movies I like.
I do now, Todd. I do now.
should like that movie, but it just, to me, I hate it so much.
When's the last time you saw it?
Recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've watched it since because I'm like, oh, I must have been wrong about
Right.
But
this.
Ving Rhames.
Okay, so I'm gonna kill Mars Attacks. I'm gonna fuck District 9
Whoa. Love
because
them prawns.
while it's not necessarily a very fuckable movie,
Prawns.
but I really
Trying to think of anything in that movie as fuckable, and potentially no.
well, I mean, somehow, like, if Christopher the alien doesn't come back from his planet and turn Sharlto Copley back into a human, sorry, then
Spoilers.
then like he's gonna have to get back with his wife, and it's gonna be some interracial alien-human relationship.
And Todd is down for that.
Well, I want to see it really,
Real
but I
freaking
also have a crush.
Todd's interested in making that first contact.
I also like Sharlto Copley a lot, and so I'll fuck that movie. He's really great, and that was my introduction to him. So it was just, and everybody.
It's
I guess.
a pretty amazing introduction.
A grizzle.
You know that was like all ad-libbed, like every line.
I did not know that.
He ad-libbed like the whole movie.
Wow.
They like knew obviously what was going to happen in the scene, but they're just like, oh, just which is, if you watch it again, it's like, how does
That's
he
crazy.
know what to say?
Yeah.
'Cause it's really funny.
It's
Like,
good for him.
and
So then you would marry.
That means I would marry They Live because I saw They Live before any of these movies on television when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I didn't know what it was, and I thought it was like one of the coolest movies I've ever seen. I've always loved it, and
You'll be with it forever.
yeah, I'll be
Value
with
by
it.
paper.
Yeah, he'll be that construction worker will hug me in my bed at night as we go to sleep and wake up with
Thanks,
sunglasses
Rowdy.
everywhere. Yeah,
Amazing.
and every once in a while we'll fight.
Yeah. I mean, keep it interesting.
It's a marriage.
But you make up.
You're going to
marriage.
fight. You're going to make up. I mean, it's just part of
We're gonna
part
fight.
of
We're
life.
gonna chew bubblegum, and we're gonna kick ass.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
You get
Ralph.
I
cool.
can't wait.
And you get cool glasses, too, out of the whole deal.
absolutely.
Protect you against aliens. It's
And
not a
kill
bad deal.
aliens all day long.
It's the way to go.
That's why I'm doing it.
That's the American dream.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
It really is.
Well, thank you for coming on here and marry, fucking, and killing things with us.
Yes, and mouse hunting Independence
Mouse
Days
hunting
with us.
Independence Days. All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening. I hope you learned a lot about mice and the true history of cheese. And as always, we'll be posting a new episode every other week. And if you'd like to download more episodes or check out other similar podcasts, head over to partialarc.com. That's arc with a C. Of course, you can email us any questions at blockbustersmashup@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at partialarc. If you'd like to hear more from Truman Alfaro, follow him on Twitter at Truman Alfaro. And if you want to follow up with Josh Weisbrod, you can do that by checking out joshweisbrod.com. And be sure to follow Todd on Twitter and Instagram at TG11. Thanks for listening, and see you on the next episode of Blockbuster Smash Up.
Let's go home.